What's up, tribe? Excuse me. How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is Bold and Bougie Season 1, Episode 2. I know it's late, but listen. I'm going to be honest with y'all. This episode didn't really give me a whole lot. It's clear that Tamika is going to get the villain edit. Whether she deserves it or not has yet to be seen. But we pick up where we left off. We are at the party after Tamika makes her exit. And it seems like once Tamika leaves, everybody's having a good time. You know, Crystal says, listen, I understand that y'all are friends with Manyetta. I don't have no beef with Manyetta. And I'm never going to, I'm not here to disrespect Manyetta. I'm here to get to know some new people, make a little coin on this TV show, and move on with my life, okay? She said that I respect that y'all are her friend, and I'm not trying to put nobody in a compromising position. I just want y'all to get to know me. I want y'all to build a friendship or relationship or working friendship with me. And everybody was cool with that. Everybody said, no problem, we can work through that. So then we see them having a good time, dancing and twerking and doing all the things that they do. So then we get some time with Tamika. We see Tamika at home with her private chef. Listen, Tamika, you don't have to defend having a private chef to us. She was like, well, I'm really busy and sometimes I don't get a chance to cook. So yes, from time to time, let me tell you something. If I could afford a private chef, I would have one too. Girl, you ain't got to defend your lifestyle to us, okay? But anyway, we see her private chef getting her food together, and we see her son come through, her oldest son. We know Tamika has 5 sons. One, Kyle, who passed away at Lake Lanier, which is a big part of what she has going on. We'll get to that in a second. And then she has the 2 oldest sons, and then the 2 younger sons are with Usher. And she said that basically her whole life is about, in some way, shape, or form, her kids. She said every day is something. I got to pick up, drop off. I'm calling. I'm cleaning. I'm doing laundry. I'm something dealing with my churn. Okay, something dealing with my churn. We see that she is working on an initiative for Lake Lanier to try to make Lake. Actually, it sounds like she want to drain Lake Lanier. Now, I don't live in Atlanta, but all I have heard about Lake Lanier is to stay away. That it is cursed. It was built over a cemetery or something. I don't know the whole situation, but I have not heard anything good about Lake Lanier, and it does seem like every summer there's another tragedy that happens down to Lake Lanier. So I'm here for, if we need to drain the lake and do some things to make it, safer for the people, do what y'all need to do. But we see that that's a big part of what Tamika has going on in her life, is her foundation for her son and trying to get this laws passed as it relates to Lake Lanier. Then we see Malaysia meeting up with her friend who runs a wellness clinic, Dr. I don't remember her name. And they're having a whole conversation, and she's sort of recapping what happened at the party and Tamika and how Tamika was acting, because she was at the party. I feel like she was supposed to be on the show, but then decided either to not do the show, or maybe her scenes weren't exciting enough and she kind of got edited out. I don't know. But she had a whole scene with Malaysia where they talked about everything that happened at the party and all the different people at the party and all the different things that happened at the party. So then Malaysia says that she really wants to get to know Crystal because, because of course all of these people are friends with Manyetta, and she, really wants to try to get to know Crystal outside of her friendship with Manyetta. So she decided that she is going to have a tea, and it's going to be a ratchet tea or something to that effect. Can I ask a question? And this is why maybe this show just ain't going to be for me. Why y'all couldn't just have a regular tea? Like, why did y'all have to make it ratchet? She said, well, I like to drink Hennessy out of a glass, so. I have been to tea. I have been to high tea at the Ritz-Carlton. I have been to high tea at other restaurants. And my family for a while, we even did our own tea where the women would get together. We would bring different types of tea, and we would bring the different finger sandwiches, and we would sit around, we would drink tea, and we would talk. And I mean, what's wrong with that? Like, why does everything have to be hood? So the minute that Malaysia said that, I was immediately I don't want to use the word offended because I really wasn't offended. I was just like, why? Why you couldn't just say, hey, I want to have a tea and I want to invite the ladies so we can continue to get to know each other. Why does it have to be a ratchet tea? Anyway, moving on. And if you did want to do something different, you could call it, but you ain't got, I don't know. Just, maybe I'm doing too much. Maybe I'm doing too much. So anyway, then we see Goshay meeting up with Crystal. And you can tell that Goshay just does not see it for Tamika. And Goshay is telling Crystal, look, girl, don't worry about Tamika. Don't worry about what happened down to the party. You know, we're ready to try to get to know you. We want to, you know, we're trying to be open. Um, excuse me, about getting to know you and everything. But Tamika, girl, Tamika is Tamika, and we, child, just put her to the side. So then she tells Goshay that, you know, Malaysia did reach out to her and wanted her to work on this tea party situation. And Goshay was like, I think that's a good idea. You know, Malaysia, that was, you know, I appreciate Malaysia reaching out. So then Goshay opened up about some situations she has going on with her family. She said that her daughter and her son ended up having to move in with her because they were living together. And oh no, that's a different scene. Sorry, she's talking to somebody else when she's having that conversation. My bad. But anyway, that was pretty much how this scene went. Alright, so in the next scene, we see Goshay talking to Kayla. Kayla is a friend that she's known since she was a consultant for the Atlanta Hawks, I think. And Kayla used to be a cheerleader. And so they've been friends for years and years and years. So Goshay is talking to, she's down in one of her, let me say this. Out of all of these ladies, I mean, I know we're only in episode 2, but Goshay, so far, ding, 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 you were in the lead for the amount of product placement and promotion of your products. Goshay so far is in the lead because we meeting down to the newest restaurant she getting ready to open, her tapas bar, okay? Next time I'm in Atlanta, I'm going to have to check out one of these spots. Goshay something. She got breakfast bars and tapas bars, and I'm going to have to check out one of these spots the next time down to the ATL. But she's talking to her friend about what's going on with her daughter. So this is the conversation with the daughter. We found out that her oldest daughter and son were living together, and then there was a fire, and because of that, they moved in with her. She said, but you know, when you move into my house, there are rules. Even though you grown, and I think her, I know her daughter has a daughter, so Goshay is a grandmother. She said, but things didn't really work out. Her daughter didn't want to follow the house rules. Her daughter felt like she had a living babysitter. She could come and go as she pleased and leave her daughter there. And Goshay was just supposed to just, you know, babysit. Well, no, she got 2 kids. And Goshay was just supposed to babysit. She was like, no, that's not how this works. Like, you know, I'm not your babysitter. No, that's not how this works. So, and she said ever since then, her and her daughter really have not been on really good speaking terms. She also talked about how her son walks up in her restaurant like he's supposed to get the VIP. He skips the line. He's disrespectful to the wait staff. And she was like, you know, I need him to understand like that that's not how things work. So we see her have a conversation with her daughter, child. She done fell down them damn steps. And them shady ass production people left that in. Y'all didn't have to leave that in with that girl falling down the steps like that. Baby, Goshay busted her ass on them steps. It remind me of Jamie on Love and Marriage DC. Carlos, what you doing to your people that they can't walk down the steps? I think the problem is Carlos. He the common denominator. People falling down the steps on 2 different shows. Carlos, it's you. It's you. But she ended up having a conversation with her daughter. And I'm going to be honest with you. It sounds like, because Goshay said that she did spend some time in jail when her kids were growing up. And that she basically, when she wasn't in jail, she was a hustler. Working, doing what she had to do to make sure that they had everything they wanted. And unfortunately, you know, we hear this story time and time again. And I think with good intentions, parents don't understand the damage that they do. I think the adults care more about certain things than the kids do. The kids just want your time. The kids just want to be with mommy and spend time with mommy and daddy. The kids really don't care if they're wearing Air Jordans. The kids really don't care if, you know, they're wearing the newest fashions. I mean, as they get older, they do. But I mean, when they're younger, Kids could care less about any of that stuff. It's us. We care. It is about what we want to put out there, you know? Um, and with that being said, I feel like that's the biggest issue that Goshay is having with her kids is that they don't feel like she was there when they were young. And now, you know, she's older, she's successful, and they're very resentful of it, you know, and they're gonna have to work through it, maybe some serious therapy or whatever, but they're gonna have to work through it because I don't think it was any bad intent on Goshay's part. Um, but of course, you know, they got one part of the story, you know. So then we see Crystal and Malaysia meet down to the spot where they're gonna have the tea. It looks like it's a shop where you can I think it's called Queen's Tea Party. You can rent it and have the tea parties there. We had a tea party for my aunt's birthday a few years ago at a place similar to that here in DC. And you know, it was really nice. You know, you rent the space and there was a set menu and you know all that kind of stuff. It was really really nice. And that looks like that's what this place is. So you know, we see Crystal and Malaysia meeting about, you know, of course they meet with the lady and they setting everything up. And then, of course, we see them having a conversation. And again, I feel like we just reiterating the same thing. You know, I'm really glad that you agreed to help. I really want to get to know you. I really want to, you know, get to know you away from, you know, Malaysia. I mean, Mayetta. Yada, yada. I feel like it was the same conversation, child. But basically, that's what it was. It was just rehashing how Crystal just wants a fresh start and doesn't want anybody to hold Maya. She said her and Mayetta are in a good place. It's no beef. And so she just want everybody to be cool. So we get to the tea party. Malaysia and Crystal get there early. Of course, everybody else, you know, comes in. You know, they come in, you know, late or whatever. Not late, but they come in. Well, I think they were late. But anyway. Tamika is the last one to arrive. Now, first of all, they said that they don't see no tea and they don't see no food. So I don't know what kind of tea party this is without tea and without no crumpets. But go ahead, girl. So Tamika walks in and she is complaining from the word door. Why are we in the bottom of an apartment building? I could have saved this outfit. I had better outfits. And immediately, baby, her and Goshay get into it. And when I tell you Goshay does not give Tamika no leeway. Okay, she is on Tamika's you know what. Okay. And Goshay basically called her out on her attitude, like she got a steak attitude. Now they did talk about Lake Lanier, and the ladies did agree that either they had already signed a petition or they would sign a petition. But baby, once they got and they asked her what happened with her son, and she said, you know, that he was laying on a float and he got hit with a jet ski, and that it just wasn't safe the way the lake is set up. But baby, then Goshay went in, honey, and just said, listen, like I just feel like your attitude is just, you know, you just have a different demeanor. Like we all get it. Everybody is friends with Mayetta. But Crystal is saying, listen, there's no beef, there's no problem. And at this point, like we ain't gotta keep going through it, okay? So then of course we're gonna play this game. Y'all know we always gotta play a damn game. So they wrote on a piece of paper, like, what do they think people's misconceptions are of them? So it's like, I'm mean and aggressive, I'm bougie, I'm stuck up, I'm whatever, whatever. And then they have to go around and they have to guess who said it about, you know, who they were describing. And I thought that was cute. That was a nice little icebreaker to sort of kind of get back on what the stereotypes are and clear it up. So I do think that that was a cute little game or whatever. But of course, it always, you know, it did have to turn into, y'all, why was they drinking tea out of a glass? I don't even want to talk about it. Anyway, but of course, it had to come back to Tamika and saying that she is bougie and she's been called bougie her whole life. And it just is what it is. I mean, that's just, you know, that's just what she is. And, you know, that she don't see nothing wrong with it, which it really ain't nothing wrong with it. I mean, people call me bougie. I don't think I'm bougie, but people say I'm bougie, but I think people don't understand what bougie is. But neither here nor there. I thought it was a great idea to come together and clear the air with Tamika. I just didn't like the whole, we got to turn this into a ghetto thing, whatever. Princess went on to explain a little further about what she does and her connection to reality TV. And let me say this, and I know this is something that a lot of y'all don't want to hear. It seems to me like Princess is really the lady that y'all been giving credit to Nene all along. Nene did not bring these ladies together. Princess did. Now, Nene was instrumental in recommending people, but it sounds to me like Princess, and I was looking at her interview with Funky Dineva, and she said she still gets a coin from Bravo for all the work that she did on the early seasons of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, among some other things. So I don't know, y'all. I think we like to give Nene a lot of credit, and I think Nene likes to take a lot of credit, but it sounds like Princess was really the one that was putting a lot of things together. Now maybe they all worked together for the good, but Princess was solidly in the background. Okay. Anyway, that was pretty much the episode. I will talk to y'all later. Peace.